are displaying the force of this brutality with impunity. So what are our options? One, do we go to the war? Yes. I'm an interim prime minister. Do you expect me to take the 240 million people to the war? Probably a nuclear war. So you are very quite serious people and raising a very serious question to me. Think about it, have a grand assembly, mull over it. I can't alone take such a big decision. It's huge. It's big. Should we go to war? I mean, in my personal opinion, I'm a very aggressive and a jingoistic person. Maybe I would say yes, but don't listen to me. War has implications. War is not a joke. What we have done, we have exploited the forum of OIC, we have exploited other international forums, we have been engaging with Western diplomats, particularly the US diplomats, Brits, Europeans, and clearly enunciating them, telling them that if such behavior continues, it would be responsible for radicalizing the entire 1.4 billion Muslim population throughout the globe, within West and over here, Middle East, North Africa, anywhere. So we are trying, the immediate objective is that somehow or other we stop this senseless war and create a humanitarian corridor. This is the kind of a message which the military leadership recently took to the United States. And we were quite clear in our opposition and our condemnation and our commitment towards Palestinians. Is it wise on this occasion to initiate a war? And who are you, me, and anyone else who feels so passionate about Palestine and its cause? We have not lost a finger in this war, this single finger. There 9,000 children have been killed. Let them decide. There is no need to be heroic over here in this peaceful, cozy environment. And just thinking that, oh, I'm so heroic, that because I stand with the oppressed one. It's very good. It's very good, but they are the one who are suffering, they are the one who are facing. Let's take this question first to them, that whether they are willing to take this war and in which direction. Over here they are calling conferences and seminars and speaking with all their rhetorics. I completely understand. I am more radical than all these so-called people who play on these rhetorics. But I try to control my populist tendency. These are very serious. Is there any idea to all of them that what is the situation of Zionism, what is the link to a Judaic religion, how is Palestine already agreed to the historical, 22% of the Palestine to the historical existence of Palestine already. The whole world is talking on the pre-1967 border line with Al-Quds as its present. But here in Lahore or Islamabad, they are addressing the seminars that no, we don't want to accept this and we will never agree to it. Who are you? Have you identified yourself? Who are you? Are you Palestinians? Are you going to reside there? Are you going to counter the state of Israel? Their wrath, their planes, their bullets are my child. I have one by the one. Am I willing to risk his life for this? Or all these who are addressing these conferences. What are their credentials? Primarily it is their right. We should just support them whatever they say. We should be on their side no matter what. Instead of creating a front against the state of Israel, they have started a front against the current government. Wow. Good luck. Great. I get baffled. Are you genuinely committed to that cause? Or you just want to abuse me? Go ahead, do it. Am I Netanyahu? And what are the practical suggestions? 1.4 billion Muslims are pondering and thinking about this challenge. I would be only remembered in history for allowing the aerial firing or not, or allowing someone to have a glass of alcohol or not. Let the history judge me. I don't care. I don't care at all. Yes, it was a gesture. The governments, they display small little gestures in their diplomatic communication, so the messages are sent. This message was not for domestic audience, it was more for a global audience. And there was a huge criticism on that account, so let it be.
But sir, the criticism, as you rightly pointed out, there can be some justification for that. Why it's mere ceremonial? We could have done something.
Like?
Why didn't we call out those who are supporting the genocide? They are our allies. Why are we silent and not naming them?
The kind of confrontation we have done with Western diplomats, problem is that I am bound by certain laws that I can't make it public. The kind of passionate and full of emotions, and at times, I'll just give you one small example. Few Western diplomats said that Pakistan should have a balanced view of the crisis in the Middle East, as the Israeli children, they have also been killed. So I asked him that, okay, Excellency, can you, in order to address the anger of the Israelis, which according to you also deserves attention. So can you give us a number, how much children do you need to kill so that the Israel anger gets satisfied? 50, 100, 2, 3,000, 2? We just want to have a number. And they were speechless. So of course we do challenge them, confront them, but we cannot make all those things public. For the diplomatic reasons, for the reasons which is known and documented in the statecraft. How do you do statecraft? You don't bring such conversation to the public. And I cannot bring whole of it. I can refer that, well, I had a very strong position vis-a-vis Middle East with diplomats. But I cannot produce it to the public that this is what I have said and these are the sort of replies.
This half-hourly clock is brought to you by
Advanced Hair Removing Formula. Golden Pearl Hair Off Hair Removing Cream.
It should be taken over by 2 Balochistanis.
No, we have not taken over the state. For God's sake. Yeah, okay, carry on.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, the recent happenings in Islamabad has elicited, I mean, I'm speechless. They're my own people. I'm sure you share the same feelings. But the problem is you did condemn and you did call on a meeting and you did form a committee. What do you have to say about the kind of treatment meted out to the protesters, which had large number of women and children? And that brings me to the question as to who will rejuvenate the relationship of Balochistan with the center. I mean, I don't see any reconciliation attempts working anytime soon.
Thank you. How many of you are interested to listen to this question's answer? Quite impressive, okay. First of all, whenever there are protesters, the protests and the agitation has to be within the limits of law. Do we all agree on this? That you have got the right to protest, you have got, no, you don't agree? Okay, good. But when you agitate, every government has certain laws, even in democracies. In dictatorship, they have got their own rules and laws, but it has to be demonstrated by the law. And if those laws are violated, then the role of the enforcement comes, that they try to enforce those laws. So this is the general understanding and the civic sense in which a political environment operates in any country. So is the case in Pakistan. This water cannon, which is more criticized, or slightly probably more than that, there was a lathi charge also. More than 200 instances I can quote from the European Union where they have used these water cannons to curb, control agitation within those countries. So these are the so-called international best practices. First of all, God forbid, there was not the case that we have shot at children or women, or we have gone to extreme positions. They were the basic tactics of law enforcement, water cannon and others. Because they were stone pelting, which was reported to me, so that stone pelting had to be stopped by someone. By whom? The role of the law enforcement was there to stop them. And after that, they made few arrests, which again is according to the law, their inherent and basic right. And when they were taken to the custody, to different police stations, they were released probably within 48 or 72 hours. Some 30 to 34, which were facing the identity parade, they were the prime suspects for the stone pelting. When they went through that, eventually they have been also released. And still all those women, as we speak here in this hall, they are agitating in front of Islamabad Press Club. That basic right of agitation has been recognized and accepted by the state. What are we doing to them? Why are we being portrayed as followers of pharaohs who have just asked them, don't do the stone pelting? What have we done? I would be interested, and I would stand more educated if somebody could tell me that no, you have done the ordered the shooting, or any other extreme measures have been taken by the government. We can talk about the Balochistan situation, reconciliation, relation with the center in a very separate mode. I am willing to respond to that. But as far as this specific incident is concerned, don't you know that they are still agitating? The famous lady who's leading that agitation procession, she's there along with her friends. The journalists in Islamabad, they go, they interview them, they record that interview. They are on the digital space, in electronic media. In every hour's news, there is an allotment of time for them. All of you are aware of it. So what have government done? Oh, a government of Pharaoh. ये फिरौन जो है इन्होंने रोक लिया. क्या किया? You tell me, what have we done? Water cannon? Please try to understand that there is a government, and when the government faces a challenge tactically in which there is stone pelting or some other forceful things to change that order, the government has to enforce law. can demand that no, law cannot be enforced, then it's a jungle. Law has to be enforced, no matter whether somebody likes it or dislikes it. If you have any other question on Balochistan, I'm willing to answer.
My name is Hassan Shabir and I'm from School of Economics. My question is this, that we've had military operations where our soldiers have given their lives to achieve this peace, and our civilians indirectly gave their lives to achieve this peace. And we saw peace for a few years. So why is this sudden increase in attacks, and who's to blame? Is the government in Afghanistan, the Taliban government, to blame, or has our military might failed us, or have the civilian diplomatic talks failed us? Because at the end of the day, it's our own people who die. It's our own brothers and sisters of the soil who die. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I think so. This is one of the most pertinent questions I've faced throughout my visits in different universities. Thanks for asking it. There is a discipline in which people in different universities now teach on insurgency and non-state actors. And I would suggest, please, do consult some of the academic work in this area. Usually these insurgencies, they follow certain principles. These non-state actors, they follow certain principles. One principle is the principality of existence, survivability. This is one of the principles. That their entire strategy revolves around survivability, that how would we survive? Why? Because they always are numerically at a disadvantage. And the states which are fighting them are advantageous as far as the numbers are concerned. Second is the principle of lethality, that if they are more lethal, they will be more receiving attention, they will be more spectacular, and so on and so forth. So this classic TTP run phenomena is following both the principle of survivability and the principle of lethality. The insurgencies at times, they carry on for centuries. We don't understand and appreciate the nature of such wars. I come from a tribal background. There were two tribes. I'm sure there must be Pashtuns amongst you, Salman Khail and Nasser. There are two major Pashtun tribes. They fought for 135 years amongst themselves. So to us, it's not a surprise. We are quite familiar with such situations. When the Jang-e-Jamal was there, were they brothers or they were enemies to each other? And who were they? Who were they trained by? What sort of quality individuals they were? So I don't feel that they are my brothers. I don't. I feel anyone is my brother or sister who's peaceful. The one who reverts to violence loses the right of brotherhood. That is a point which needs to be noted, which needs to be discussed, which needs to be understood. For instance, God forbid, I'm giving a very bad example. One amongst the siblings, one sibling eliminates, kills his brother or sister. How would he be treated by the parents? And even if he's forgiven, he kills another one. And then another one. So what do? You have to be clear on all such strategic angles. I am a staunch Deobandi Pashtun. So what should I do? Make Hakimullah Masood my hero? I have exercised my choice. I am with State of Pakistan. He is not my brother, he is my enemy. And you try to eliminate enemies. Anyone who is challenging in violent terms through organized crime, politically, ethnically, religiously, is the enemy of the state, is the enemy of that social order. You can have all kind of disagreements, but no one can give you the license to kill. No one can give you the right to eliminate the other. So the responsibility of the state is, inshallah, we are ensuring that we have a plan. It is not a challenge that they will prevail on the state of Pakistan. Never. Inshallah. You can be a tahajjud guzar or a very liberal man. That is your choice. But no violence.
Yes. Zainab Hamid.
Assalamu alaikum, Prime Minister. First of all, a very warm welcome to you, and I think me, myself, and everyone else here is honored to be interacting with you here today. I'm going to proceed with my question. سوال میں آپ سے اردو میں کروں گی اور سوال یہ ہے کہ ہم نے اکثر اوقات یہ دیکھا ہے کہ اگر ہم نے یوسف رضا گیلانی صاحب کو ہٹانا ہو یا نواز شریف صاحب کو ہٹانا ہو یا ایون کہ اگر آپ نے قاسم کے ابا کو گرفتار کروانا ہو تو ہماری عدالتیں رات کے 12 بجے بھی کھول دی جاتی ہیں. لیکن جب بھی کوئی زینب مرڈر کیس یا موٹر وے گینگ ریپ کیس یا اس طرح کا کوئی بھی کیس ہوتا ہے تو ہماری عدالتیں بند رہتی ہیں. نور مقدم کیس پہ ہم نے دیکھا کہ ہماری عدالت سے My question to you is, isn't justice denied, state justice denied? That's my only question.
Thank you for asking in Urdu. اردو زبان مجھے بڑی پسند ہے. ایسا نہیں ہے کہ میں اردو کی ادائیگی میں مجھے کوئی مسئلہ ہے. بہت سارے لوگ یہ سمجھتے ہیں کہ میں اپنی انگریزی دانی چھاڑنا چاہتا ہوں. دیکھو آپ نے پوری بات جو کی ہے اپنے سوال میں اپنا جواب بھی میرے خیال میں دے چکی ہیں آپ. میرے لیے کہنے کو بہت کم چھوڑا ہے آپ نے, لیکن اس کے باوجود میں کچھ نہ کچھ ضرور کہوں گا اس پہ. یہ جو پورا کا پورا نظام عدل ہے اس پہ بڑے سنگین سوالات ہیں, اور جب تک اس نظام عدل کو ہم ایڈریس نہیں کریں گے, اس میں کسی کا ابا ہو یا کسی کی اماں ہو یا کسی کی باجی ہو یا وہ خود ہو, محفوظ رہنا مشکل ہے. یہی آپ کو پروٹیکٹ کرتا ہے نا یہ نظام, اور وہ چند رہنما اصول ہوتے ہیں آپ کے. مسئلہ یہی ہے کہ قاسم کے ابا جب خود ہوتے ہیں نا تو ان کو حمید کی اماں بالکل نظر نہیں آ رہی ہوتی. وہ ناؤنس کے جھگڑے میں پھنس جاتے ہیں. جب تک میں ہوں آج تو مجھے سب کچھ درست نظر آ رہا ہے, جب کل آپ اس جگہ پہ ہوں گی تو وہ مجھے درست نظر نہیں آ رہا ہوگا. ایک تو اس رویے سے تبدیل کی ضرورت ہے, اور سیٹلڈ ہونا ہوگا اصولوں پہ, پرنسپلز پہ, کہ چاہے اس کا اطلاق مجھ پہ ہو یا آپ پہ ہو پھر وہ یکساں ہو. ہمارا بنیادی مسئلہ یہی ہے کہ اگر ریاست کے چند ادارے ان سے میں مستفید ہو رہا ہوں تو میں ان کو والد کا درجہ دینا شروع کر دیتا ہوں. دیا ہے نا. جب مستفید نہیں ہو رہا ہوتا ہوں تو پھر شاید سوتیلا باپ بنا لیتا ہوں. یہ وہ مسائل ہیں جو سبجیکٹو انداز میں ہم تمام کو اس پہ سوچنا چاہیے, بولنا چاہیے, غور کرنا چاہیے. اگر واقعتاً ان کو والد نہیں بنانا تو ونس اینڈ فار آل فیصلہ کر لو اور پھر خود والد بنو. والد جب گھرانے کی سربراہی کرتا ہے نا تو ذمہ داری لیتا ہے. وہ پھر بچوں کے نان نفقے کا تمام کی تمام ذمہ داری خود اٹھاتا ہے. وہ پھر ہمسائے میں حمید کے والد سے نہیں کہتا کہ یار ذرا میرے بچوں کا خیال رکھ دینا. اگر حمید کے والد کی طرف دیکھے رہو گے نا تو قاسم کے ابا کا مسئلہ ذرا خراب ہی رہے گا. یہ اشتہاری گفتگو ہے کیونکہ آپ نے اشتہارے میں کی ہے, اس لیے میں جواب بھی اس میں دے رہا ہوں. کھل کے پوچھا ہو تو میں کھل کے بتاتا ہوں.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. My name is Umar Khan and I'm a 7th semester student from the School of Computer and Information Technology. So a lot of students like myself are about to graduate across Pakistan, and a lot of us would like to stay in the country and contribute to society and the economy as well. However, the best and brightest often choose to go abroad because they have better opportunities there. My question is, Your Excellency, what is being done to keep the talent in Pakistan and to develop it here, And what is the strategy that the government is taking to prevent the so-called brain drain that our country is experiencing?
I think so in the best interest of Pakistan is that we should have both. The youngsters should explore opportunities abroad, and they are not a brain drain at all. They would always remain our assets. Who's your vice chancellor? He was a fresh graduate, some days, somewhere here in the city of Lahore, and he, according to this definition of the brain drain, he went there and he spent 10 or 15 years or whatever, and now he returns and he runs this institution. Is he an asset or a brain drain? This is the phenomena we need to understand, this cycle. I've been saying this repeatedly, that why it is skewed and distorted, this whole... First of all, this is not a recent phenomena that the youngsters want to settle in Western Hemisphere, US, UK. I am witness, all of us know this, that the longest queues of the young generations are always outside the US Embassy. It's been a trend. Everybody wanted to go there because of the kind of the American dream, because of the kind of lifestyle, because the kind of opportunities they offer. Indians want to do it, Sri Lankans want to do it, Pakistanis want to do it, Bengalis want to do it, Brits want to do it, Japanese wants to do it, Germans want to do it. There is a huge global American influence, particularly America. And during the 60s, everybody was criticizing that, oh, the Indians' population, a huge section is going and it is becoming a brain drain. Down the line, after 3 decades, most of them became brain assets. They returned to the Indian society, invested back what expertise they got from there, what capital they got from there, and it is triggering, accelerating the economic growth of India. So please don't take this as a negative tendency. It's not. We are able to export our services. This is our accomplishment. Why are we so depressed about it? I hardly see a reason. If he or she, anyone goes anywhere on the planet, they remain at least for 3 generations attached to this society and state. There is a classic case study of your diaspora in UK. 3 generation people are living still in Mirpur. They don't divorce from this structure all the way. Yes, we need to produce better human resource. We should focus on the quality human resource. That should be our concern. Best nurses, best doctors, best IT experts. We are compromising on that. We are not producing good quality individuals, and we are all worried about, oh, all of them have gone to the Western Hemisphere. That is the wrong concern. The right concern, in my opinion, be that you should focus the kind of skills they are imparting in such places like this. And that is a huge challenge. I am sharing it with you.
Please introduce yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, Prime Minister. I'm Hafsa Khalid and I'm from the Institute of Psychology. And consequently, my question pertains to the mental health situation in Pakistan. So the mental health situation in Pakistan, there are regulatory bodies. There's Pakistan Psychological Association. There's also a task force. My question is, why don't they do anything? I've seen, and all of us have seen, a lot of unethical practices being carried out within the field. So why don't they actually do something to regulate mental health practitioners, as it is done with other fields, such as if you're a doctor, you are constantly being monitored. Why does that not happen with mental health practitioners?
Thank you. One of the challenges when I interact with the people that they probably presume me in the role of a settled prime minister, a permanent prime minister who's got a backing of the parliament where he can go back and do the legislation as a wrap of the executive, which in my case it's not. On the other hand, there are people who just want to see that my face vanishes as soon as possible, even before the 8th of February. So this is the kind of a balance I have to keep. I absolutely agree we need regulations. We need regulations for the mental health practices and few other areas also. We lack good regulations, good rules and regulations even for medical education, be it for nursing council, nursing schools, medical schools. I have appointed a special assistant who can focus on medical education. And I would try to include this mental health also because it's larger, the same family, you know. But we do have these limitations. I, as a caretaker government, cannot go for the legislation. The maximum which we can do and which we are trying to do is develop the drafts, put them in the law department. And once the parliament is there, the draft could be sent to them, the homework would be done. They may take advantage of that. That's all the maximum we can do. Thanks.
Next question. Sir, मेरे दो सवाल हैं आपसे. पहला ये है कि आप डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटी से आपको डिफरेंट स्टूडेंट्स ने बड़े मुश्किल सवाल पूछे हैं और आपने उनका बड़ा ज़बरदस्त जवाब दिया है. ये मोटिवेशन आपको कहाँ से आई? और मैंने सुना है कि आप किताबें बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ते हैं. ये शौक़ आपको कब और कैसे पैदा हुआ?
अच्छा, एक तो मैं पहली मरतबा 2015-16 में डॉक्टर आदिल नजम साहब हैं, हार्वर्ड में पढ़ाते हैं. उन्होंने मुझे हार्वर्ड फोरम ऑफ पाकिस्तान पे बुलाया था. उस वक्त मैं तर्जुमान था सूबाई हुकूमत का और आई वॉज प्रिविलेज्ड टू एड्रेस हार्वर्ड फोरम ऑफ पाकिस्तान. देयर वाज अ ह्यूज ऑडियंस लाइक दिस वन. वहाँ से मुझे ये लत पड़ी. तो अगर आपने किसी बंदे को तलाश करना है कि उसकी वजह कौन था, उनका नाम है डॉक्टर आदिल नजम. वो तसलसल चलता रहा. फिर वॉइस ऑफ बलूचिस्तान में वी हैड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू इंटरेक्ट विद डिफरेंट यूनिवर्सिटीज़, स्टूडेंट्स. लोगों को शायद मेरी पॉलिटिकल जर्नी का ये हिस्सा उनके इल्म में नहीं है. हम सेमिनार्स कंडक्ट करते थे इन कराची यूनिवर्सिटी, बलूचिस्तान यूनिवर्सिटी, खुजदार यूनिवर्सिटी, तुर्बत, वाइड रेंज. उससे लगभग कई सालों से मेरा तसलसल के साथ ये अमल रहा. और वो अचानक मैं वज़ीर बन गया. तो मैंने कहा चलो यार वो काम दोबारा करते हैं. तो मुझे उसमें पहले भी लुत्फ़ आता था और अब भी लुत्फ़ आता है. आप जैसे प्यारे लोग मिल जाते हैं, गपशप लग जाती है, यू नो, कोई अंदाज़ा होता है कि ये फ्यूचर जनरेशन जा किस तरफ रही है. और जहाँ किताबों को मैं किताबें सजाता जाता हूँ, पढ़ता कम हूँ. वैसे ही मेरे मुतालिक जो है ना एक तासुर बना दिया गया कि मैं बहुत किताबें पढ़ता हूँ. कोई इतनी ज़्यादा भी नहीं पढ़ता हूँ, कभी कभी पढ़ लेता हूँ, कभी कभी पढ़ लेता हूँ. लेकिन आप लोगों को पढ़नी चाहिए और बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़नी चाहिए. तो इसको जो है ना आप नेगेटिव पैराए में ना लें. किताब पढ़ना जो है ना वो ज़िंदगी का सबसे खूबसूरत अमल है. आप देखें ना कि अल्लाह ने भी अपनी बात पहुंचाने के लिए किताब को चुना. किताब की अहमियत कितनी ज़्यादा है. वरना अल्लाह किसी और मीडियम और ज़रिए के साथ भी अपनी बात पहुंचा सकते थे. वो कादर है हर चीज़ पे. लेकिन अपने लिए भी उन्होंने किताब को चुना. तो किताब को मुकद्दम रखें, उसको उसका एहतराम करें, उसकी इज़्ज़त करें और उसके साथ मुसाफिर बन के रहें. सफ़र उसी के साथ करें. थैंक यू.
We're going to take two more questions, one from this side. Rida.
So my question is, आपने शुरू में बात की थी कि a successful nation requires efforts from both sides, the government and the people, because the government is a representation of the people, elected by the people. So my question would be, what incentive does a layman have to change their value system radically, as you rightfully
पर्ल ब्यूटी क्रीम, हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं। दुनिया के तमाम बड़े शहरों से बर्फ पहुंचा रहा है हर खबर बोल न्यूज।
गोल्डन पर्ल हेल्दी व्हाइट मॉइस्चराइजिंग लोशन, एलोवेरा जेल और विटामिन B3 का स्पेशल फॉर्मूला स्किन को डीपली रिपेयर और नरिश करे। गोल्डन पर्ल हेल्दी व्हाइट मॉइस्चराइजिंग लोशन।
दुनिया के तमाम बड़े शहरों से बर्फ पहुंचा रहा है हर खबर बोल न्यूज।
गोल्डन पर्ल मैक्स लाइट मेंस फेस वॉश, फेस रहे फ्रेश, क्लीन और ब्राइट। गोल्डन पर्ल मैक्स लाइट मेंस फेस वॉश, लेट योर फेस ग्लो।
जैज के साथ एंजॉय करो अपनी फेवरेट सोशल ऐप पूरा महीना, चाहे 5 GB टिकटॉक या 5 GB यूट्यूब। अभी जैज वर्ल्ड पे आओ और सब्सक्राइब करो अपनी मर्जी का 5 GB बंडल सिर्फ 85 रुपए में और रहो सोशली कनेक्टेड पूरा महीना विद जैज सुपर 4G।
गोल्डन पर्ल ब्यूटी क्रीम, हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं। दुनिया के तमाम बड़े शहरों से बर्फ पहुंचा रहा है हर खबर बोल न्यूज। गोल्डन पर्ल ब्यूटी क्रीम, हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं।
जैज के साथ एंजॉय करो अपनी फेवरेट सोशल ऐप पूरा महीना, चाहे 5 GB टिकटॉक या 5 GB यूट्यूब। अभी जैज वर्ल्ड पे आओ और सब्सक्राइब करो अपनी मर्जी का 5 GB बंडल सिर्फ 85 रुपए में और रहो सोशली कनेक्टेड पूरा महीना विद जैज सुपर 4G।
फासले की हर जंजीर को तोड़ के हम पहुंचे पाकिस्तान के हर सूबे, हर गांव, हर कस्बे, हर गली से जुड़े मसाइल तक। हर खबर खास होगी, हर रंग और उमंग हमारी है पहचान। हमारी सकाफत ही तो है हमारी आन। बने हर पाकिस्तानी की आवाज, देखिए पाकिस्तान का हर रंग। बोल पाकिस्तान, रोजाना शाम 5:03 पर सिर्फ बोल न्यूज पर।
इधर उधर दियां गल्लां च ना आ जाना, सिर्फ लासानी तूत स्याह प्लासम रखी लेके आना।
Experience the luxury of Fassel Sanitary, reinforced with a quality chrome coating, engineered for perfection, designed to give you superior water savings. Fassel Sanitary for an elegant lifestyle.
Simply Sufi Express, 7 साल के सफर के पीछे 70 साल का तजर्बा, इंटरनेशनल क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स के साथ हमारे बेहतरीन जायके भी। सिंपली सूफी एक्सप्रेस के पास पाकिस्तान भर का एतमाद भी। अपनाइयत के सफर में आपके साथ ने बनाई है हमारी एक अलग पहचान। हम हैं सिंपली सूफी एक्सप्रेस, हम हैं पाकिस्तान। सिंपली सूफी एक्सप्रेस, आई लाइक इट।
गोल्डन पर्ल ब्यूटी क्रीम, हुस्न जाना की तारीफ मुमकिन नहीं।
शुक्राना करूं अल्लाह का, सुनी दिल की दुआ। शुक्राना करूं अल्लाह का, सूफी मैं हुआ।
नाम है एतमाद का।
There is also the likelihood of election tribunals and courts being inundated with cases arising out of the uncertainty. 4. The learned AAG points out that the Supreme Court Practice and Procedure Act 2013 requires that where constitutional interpretation is required, a bench of a minimum of 5 judges has to hear it. He further states that the interpretation of a federal law, the Constitution, and applicability of the decision of the Supreme Court is required.
नाअहली की सज़ा 5 साल करने की कानून साजी को सपोर्ट करते हैं। नवाज शरीफ की ताहयात नाअहली के फैसले पर नजरसानी होनी चाहिए। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के रूबरू अटॉर्नी जनरल के दलाइल। इस्तदा की अदालत ताहयात नाअहली के फैसले का दोबारा जायजा ले। चीफ जस्टिस के पूछने पर तमाम एडवोकेट जनरल्स ने अटॉर्नी जनरल के मौक़िफ़ की तायीद की। चीफ जस्टिस ने मुकालमा किया, नाअहली की मुद्दत का तयन आइन में नहीं, इस खला को अदालतों ने पुर किया। केस की समाअत जुमेरात तक मुलतवी। चीफ जस्टिस ने कहा कि इसको 11 जनवरी तक ख़त्म करना चाहते हैं। الیکشن لڑنے کے لیے جو اہلیت بیان کی گئی ہے، اگر اس زمانے میں قائد اعظم ہوتے وہ بھی نااہل ہو جاتے۔